Ninang, Mare, Lola. So many names for such an amazing woman. Where does one begin to recall her life? On behalf of my dad and sister and our families, thank you for all of your love and support over these last several weeks. Mom lived an awesome life, full of adventure and love. And if you're here today, it's because somehow she touched your life. Because that's just how she was. Thinking about family, organizing an adventure, trusting in God. Adventure. Mom loved being on the go. And that's how our trips back home to the Philippines were too. My sister and I were so relieved when Mom and Dad finally agreed to let us plan those trips back home so that we could actually enjoy being in the Philippines as opposed to spending all of our time driving between the provinces. On our European family vacation, planes, trains, automobiles, all crammed into 2 weeks, rarely staying in one place for too long. Sounds just like my mom, right? I remember having to buy train tickets from Paris to Lourdes, trying to figure out the French, bathing in the grotto waters there. And at the time, the significance was lost on us, but for Mom, I like to think that Lourdes blessed her with that many more years of living. And how could we forget our summer vacations growing up with so many of you, camping in the rain, traveling to other states and countries with close family and friends. You know, just within this last 12 months, Mom and I traveled to Italy. We vacationed in Lake Chelan as one big family. We road tripped to Yellowstone. We cruised Alaska with Dad's family. And Mom checked off Australia on her bucket list on her last trip home to the Philippines with my dad. For several years in a row, she and my dad traveled the world with Ninong Cesar and Ninong Faye. Holy Land pilgrimage, African safari, Mexico, Mediterranean cruise. It was always a well-anticipated event. Where would they go again that they hadn't been to before? And that reminds me of my mom's love of traditions. That's why for every year, for over 25 years, she had a Christmas Day party at her house. And there are so many memories from those parties. And she loved to sing too. So how many of you remember at my mom's urgings having to sing Christmas carols? She simply wanted to celebrate being together. And what about the dancing? I'm sure there are well over 100 teenagers to whom she taught ballroom dance over the years. And many more have fond recollections of you teaching her of her teaching you Filipino folk dances, including my own children. And the tradition didn't stop at parties and travel. Mom loved the Lord and the traditions of our faith. She prayed often for her family and for many of you. Many times in the silence of her heart, other times during her rosary or at Mass. She had a great devotion to Our Lady of Guadalupe, and within the past few years to St. Therese of Lisieux. Mom lived our faith in her charity towards others, especially when it came to her family in the Philippines. She was unselfish in her generosity, sending literally hundreds, maybe even thousands of pounds of clothing and goods to share with family back in the Philippines. Mom was also eager to help wherever needed, especially when it came to cooking. She always had to make sure we were always well fed. Always. And for her, more food was better. In fact, I think that's why she taught herself how to cook. She was an avid student, and I remember fondly the doll cakes that she would make when Eileen and I were little, and the dolls and the blankets that she knitted for us, all in her spare time, all requiring time to learn. But you know what really kept Mom going? Family. In the beginning, living a military life meant moving around. And wherever we moved, Mom's extended circle of friends grew. And I know it was those strong ties that our parents made at each duty station that allowed my sister and I to form quality, steadfast friendships that endure even now. She thought of all of you as family and welcomed you always into her home and into her life. And her love of family grew exponentially when it came to grandchildren. You could see my mom's heart swell with love. She taught Leopold to sing nursery rhymes, she played with them, she fed them, she encouraged them, she nurtured them. Just like she did with my sister and I, wanting them and wanting you all to be the best that we could be. If I could sum up Mom in one word, I think teacher would do a good job. Because that's what she always did, taught by example. She taught us to appreciate the little things in life. A beautiful sunrise, a colorful sunset, a fragrant flower, or simply time with the family. Mom truly approached life with confidence and trust in God. And I think that that's what she would want us to remember. That to trust in God's will in our lives means giving up control and allowing God to direct us. She would want us to always remember her and to continue to teach one another what it means to be loved. And we can find comfort in knowing that Mom has joined our Father in heaven and that one day